Hey guys, welcome to NEPA Survival. I'm Nick. 6:30 in the morning. I decided to make a video today. So, today we're going to be going over our 2025 preparedness plan, mostly for bugging in as well as bugging out. Now, I'm not going to be bugging out unless there's a dire need to do so. If there's a wildfire coming or like a brush fire, which is normal around here, a little brush fire. But mostly we don't get hurricanes, no flooding. We do have a pond next to us that occasionally overflows, but our house is up grade from that, so it doesn't really affect us. We just built this house. We have good drainage and everything's graded away from the house. So, like I said, we're going to go over our preparedness plan for 2025. Today we're going to be covering water storage and how you're able to get water and how you're able to keep that water purified. So, for starters, we live in the rural, northeastern Pennsylvania. So we do have a well here. In the city, you got your water source coming in from somewhere. They'll shut that down in an emergency, and your natural gas and all types of stuff that you guys use. But in this the backwoods country, we'll have a little bit more time for that. So now, having a well does not mean you're guaranteed water. It runs off power. As soon as the power cuts off, you have no more well. So we do have a generator. It's a 10,000 watt generator. It's an Eco EG 10,000 that powers the whole house. So in case we do lose power, most of the case it's for like a windstorm or a winter storm that knocks trees on the power lines, because they do not take care of that. It's more cost effective for them to come out and fix it than to do preventative measures. So last one we lost power for about 3 days, but we had a generator that got us through all of it, but just be aware that if you have a well, you need power to run that well. So if the power cuts off, we turn the generator on. There is a thing you can buy called a water bob that you can put in a bathtub and fill up. So what we would do, I need to buy one of those, but what we would need to do is, if you have a generator, kick it on, kick your well breaker on, your well water heater, if you want to get some hot water, if you want to take a quick shower, not necessary. Just mostly your well pump and your pressure tank, and along those lines, and fill up that water bob immediately. Now we only have one water bathtub. We only have one bathtub in the house, so we would have one water bob. We'd fill that up, and we would have our water storage that way. But having a well also means the pump could go bad at any time. It is a new pump. Just had that done 6 months ago. But new things do go bad still. So the water could also be harmful. It depends on the situation. Say a dirty bomb or a nuke, taints that water supply, you can't use that anymore. So it's good to have backup water storage. Alright, so let's start off with the cheaper option for water storage. Now, this is a gallon of water from the dollar store. It was like $2. Very affordable. Anybody can pick this up. I did write the expiration date on here according to the label on the water jug. That way it's easier to read. Sometimes it's really hard to find Sometimes they write it in plastic. It's just really hard to find sometimes, so I like doing painter's tape and writing the expiration date and what it cost. So this cost $1.85. I do not think we tax water. We don't tax a lot of things like this. You know, clothes we don't tax, pellets we don't tax, stuff like that. But this is a simple way, cheap way to store your water. This is good for till June 16th, 26. But if you buy water like this, you're gonna want to keep it in the dark. The sun, creates bacteria. Bacteria is bad for you. So you would want to put purification tablets in here, the correct amount, and keep maintaining this, or keep reusing. Keep going through your supply. You grab a gallon, replace it with a gallon. That type of thing. But this is we're just gonna mostly store this because we have a well. We don't need to be drinking out of this. So you're gonna want to have this sustained, purified. Some purification tablets. They're not too expensive. You can get like a 50, 100 tablet pack off Amazon. Depends on the size and what you need. But this would be the cheapest way to store your water. Now, as far as non-drinking water goes, this is a reused milk carton. I just filled it up with some water, a little bit of Dawn, and this is not for drinking. This is mostly for flushing the toilet in case you do lose power, and you don't want to be sitting on that nasty stuff in the toilet bowl. If it's brown, flush it down. Yellow, it's all right for a little bit, but you're gonna want to flush that down, and it's good to have a couple of these on hand in case you gotta wash your hands. It's just water. It's a cleaned out milk carton. It's got water and a little bit of soap in it, so it's good to clean your hands and clean stuff with, but it's not for drinking. Now for the these are 6-gallon BPA-free storage containers. They do not stack. They come with a spout, so you can pour. I got these from Tractor Supply for $24.99. They are 6 gallons, so you about need a gallon a day of water. If you don't go with water for 3 days, your body will start to shut down, and it will not be great for you. So even after a day, you'll start feeling water, like oh man, I feel great, and you need some water. But so a gallon a day, this is good for 6 days. It's not very big, it'll be about, I don't know, what's a gallon of water, 8 pounds, 50 pounds. So you can pick this up and put it in your car. It's in a big old 55-gallon drum where it takes a couple guys. It's very doable to move. In case that you do have to, get out of town. In case there's an emergency like fire coming, or civil unrest where you gotta go. Because if you think about it, all those city guys that are escaping, bugging out of the city, are coming to places like you live. They might not take into account private property anymore. They'll just come in. So now along the lines of this can here, getting up and pouring this, and you can probably get a different top where you can set it on the side, push a button. But I have these from a couple years ago. It's basically a dispenser You put this rubber tube in at the bottom, you put it on the top, like so. Your little spout, and it dispenses the water for you. Got these off Amazon a few years ago, probably super cheap. They're rechargeable. They're like a data to go. Automatic water dispenser. Comes in handy. Like I said, these are $24.99. Super cheap compared to the ones on Amazon where you can stack, and they're only, you can get like 6 of them for like $100-something, but they're only like 3 gallons. So you can get 6 gallons for $100. That's 24 gallons right there, man. So you can't beat that. Now, for the people that weren't prepared and you don't have a system of water storage, or you do not have a place to store water, there's things that you can buy that you can use. Like, say you're bugging out, you don't want to carry this. You live in a 10th floor apartment, and you're like, oh man, I gotta carry that all downstairs. Most of the time you're gonna say no. So, now this is a life straw. Basically, you can walk up to any water source, like a puddle. I wouldn't do a puddle per se, but you probably could. We have a big pond, we have a little pond, a creek, and then we have a lake right across the street. Just pull this out, use it like a straw. You get down, you suck the water right out of the wall, out of the pond or anything, and it filters it through. Pretty great. They're super affordable. Ain't too expensive. Super great to throw in your like getaway pack or your everyday carry pack. You know, get home bag. Things along that line. Now I do have a mini Sawyer coming. I have heard great things about that. Everybody's been promoting those. It's basically like that. You can throw it out the end of a water bottle. You just have to squeeze, and it'll squeeze through the filter, and it'll filter out. But when I got it, comes in with a little pouch. You fill that up and squeeze through the filter. Now, there's always the old age of boiling your water to get rid of, you know, bacteria and stuff. So keep that in mind. Keep it like a heat source. If you have like a pond, you can grab a ton of water. As long as you boil it and you don't have any of this, you'll be fine. Just strain it, get all that nasty particles out and stuff. So that's my preparedness plan for 2025 as of now for my water storage. I do want to pick up some more of these. I do want to have more of these. Now, also, another thing is if you have pets. Now, we have 2 cats and a dog. Now, dog has, I don't know what shot it is, but he can drink because there's a lot of water around. He goes around drinking stuff all the time, so he has a special shot for drinking random water. So he'll drink out of the pond, no problem. But if, let's say the pond's tainted, you gotta have water source for your animals as well. Cats, you know, I'll have one of these dedicated to the animals and so forth. But just keep that in mind if you have animals, you know, livestock. You know, you might want to, if you don't have a pond in their fenced-in area, you might want to consider letting them out or having a water source for them, because animals do need water also to survive. So keep that in mind when you're preparing your preparedness plan. If you have pets, livestock, you know they need water as well. So that's gonna do it, guys, for today. Let me know what you guys use for your water storage and your system, how your system works, and what you guys do. As always, like and subscribe. It helps me out. Yeah, so have fun, guys. Stay prepared. Peace.